Hi there and welcome to another video. I am Raluca. This wasn't supposed to be a Doja Cat at the Met Gala 2024 makeup recreation. I was just doing a smokey and this idea came to mind that I should probably add Doja's tears to this look. This is it, and if you want to see how I did it, then just stick around. First of all, I'm looking for that bleached brow look. So I'm gonna try to lighten my brows. I don't know how one does that. I didn't watch any tutorials or anything like that, but I'm gonna try my best. First, I will kind of fix them into place. I'm using my usual Got to Be Glued gel from Schwarzkopf. I use this to set my brows. I've been using it since like 2020, I think. So it's been a long time. I just take a little blob of that on my spoolie and then kind of brush it back and forth through my brow. I'm gonna need to let it dry for like half a minute or so, because in the beginning the gel is a little bit too wet and you can't really set it. You can't really set the hairs with it. Meanwhile, I'm doing the same thing on the other side. So I'm just brushing them in the direction that I want it to go. Usually for me it's up and out, so a little bit leaned towards my temples. And then I'm gonna use my finger to flatten them and basically stick them to my face. I'm gonna attempt to lighten them with concealer and like a flat brush. Let's see how that goes. I have this Maybelline one that I use a lot. So it's also quite yellow tone, so I guess it's gonna make my brows look a little bit more blonde, or at least I hope so. Like I said, I never tried this, so I'm a little bit curious. I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess it works. Okay. Looks a bit weird though. It looks like they're colored by a child or something, but I guess it's close enough to what I wanted. I bet this will look better once I finish my makeup. That's the best I can do. It doesn't look so well, but I'm guessing it's for the fact that the rest of my makeup isn't done. That's what I choose to believe. I'm gonna prime my lids with a little bit of the same concealer. I'm gonna do my eyes first because it's gonna be heavy. So in order to avoid fallout on my face and kind of clean it up before doing my face makeup, I would rather do my eyes first today. I think I'm gonna apply gloss on my eyes as well today, but that's gonna be near the end because I don't think that lasts very well. But I'm gonna do it for like the final look and the pictures and stuff. But I'm gonna try to make the look as shiny as possible even without the gloss. I brought a few palettes that I am about to use, and the first one is actually, I'm gonna use a black, and it's gonna be from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. You can use any black that you have, any black eyeshadow. I'm also gonna need a black pencil, and I actually think I'm gonna start with this one after priming my lower lid as well. I'm gonna do my entire eye look in one go. Just applying a tiny bit of concealer there as well. And then the pencil. It is gonna go on my waterline, both my top and bottom waterline. So here, and then underneath my top lashes. Lining all the way to the tear duct, so the inner corner. And also really lining in between my lashes to make sure that the skin color won't show up in the final look. I look crazy, but that is the point. I think I want to look crazy today. Let me apply a lot of black. So I'm gonna pick up the Anastasia palette, and I have a Morphe 507, which is a small pointy blending brush. I like the pointy tip for this one because it allows a little bit of precision. So I usually use it with the darker shades. I'm not really sure what shape I'm going for, but I'm gonna start from the outer corner of my eye and then kind of bring it inwards, mostly close to my lash line. And then in my outer corner I can bring it up a bit. And then I'm also gonna create a bit of an extension, so I'm doing some sort of a V shape in my outer corner, a little triangle. Also use that on the lower lash line. Again, I'm using the tip of the brush. You can also switch for a smaller brush, but with this one it's pretty versatile, so I don't feel the need to. I'm bringing it up. I'm looking ahead and trying to create my final shape. So I'm kind of bringing it up towards my crease area, and I'm trying to make it as straight as possible when my eyes are open. That's why I look straight up into my mirror and create like a straight shape here that's parallel to the ground, basically. That kind of lifts the outer corner a bit, and I'm also looking to extend my eye with this V shape in the outer corner. I'm also gonna need to blend this, and I don't have a shade that suits my mood in the Anastasia palette. I want a cool toned blending color, like transition color. So I'm gonna reach for another palette, which is gonna be this Naked Wild West palette from Urban Decay, because it has this shade that I think it's perfect to blend out this black. It also has a gray shade if in case I will need an in-between color, so really useful. This is a nice mix between warm tones and cool tones now that I look at it, because it has a lot of warm tones as well, but also quite a few cool tones, kind of half-half. And I'm using a Morphe 506 brush. And I'm applying this at the edges of the black. I really want this to be dramatic. I really want this to be very high up the outer corner portion. So I'm not afraid to kind of blend a little bit far and really extend it as well. But I might need an in-between shade because this is not really blending the black that well. So that dark gray might come in handy. I have a smudge brush here from Makeup Addiction, and I'm gonna pick up this dark gray shade and just gonna apply it like right in between the transition and the black. And I might need to come back to the transition again and blend some more. This is the thing with the smoky eye makeup style. Like this is how I usually do it. I go back and forth between my brushes a lot to really blend well. I'm gonna do the same thing on the lower lash line. And the thing that I like to do is do that connection between the lower lash line and the top lid, which now it's kind of ruined. But I'm gonna apply just a bit more of that dark gray right here. And I might have to go back to the black because I blended a little bit too much. And kind of tone down the intensity of the black. So I picked up a little bit more black, and I'm just intensifying the outer corner especially. So placing some right here and kind of bring it up again, and also on the lower lash line. I definitely look a little bit insane, like especially with the brows, but I think that's the look that I was gonna go for today. I want that sort of a gunmetal shade on my lids, and even though this is one of my oldest palettes, like I'm ashamed by how old this is, I'm gonna use it. The MAC Qween Supreme palette, because it has those kind of shades. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for this or this. I think I'm actually gonna go for this, the lighter one. This has gorgeous shimmers. I think it's discontinued and it's probably been for like 5 years, but I'm gonna use my finger and pat in the shade. I mean, look at that. The shimmers, even though they're not very pigmented, they're very special, like very sparkly and very shiny. They have that little fine glitter that looks a bit expensive, so I like that. And come on, it looks a bit wet. Ah, I love it. But I'm gonna blend in the crease a bit with that transition shade. Actually, I'm just using whatever is left on the brush. Look at that. You know what else I need? The Fenty Diamond Bone. It's gonna add a little bit more dimension to this look. Again, this is pure glitter. So beautiful. Ah, I'm so excited about this look. I gotta be honest with you, I haven't been really excited about makeup lately. But today, this is doing the trick for me. Okay, I applied some false lashes off camera over a bit of mascara. I used a Panorama mascara from L'Oreal. Moving on, I'm gonna try to make the face look as wet as possible as well. So for that, I'm gonna go for the Maybelline 4-in-1 Glow. This is very, very glowy on the skin. Of course, the skincare is very important. I have moisturized my face prior to filming this with a serum as well as a facial cream, a moisturizer. Skincare is mandatory, but the makeup products are gonna help as well. I'm gonna apply this all over my face, basically. I'm not used to applying makeup on my forehead. But you know, I got this idea, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm considering it. I should maybe do the gunmetal tears that Doja Cat wore on the Met Gala. I think that my look, I think, already resembles hers. It wasn't my intention, but I think those tears would really suit this look. Haven't really decided, but I'll probably do because I feel like going that extra mile. I sometimes wear this on its own, kind of like a very light skin tint, but I think I want just a tiny bit more coverage in some areas, so I'm gonna go for the Superstay 24-hour skin tint as well with vitamin C. I'm gonna shake it a bit first, at least like on my nose, because I have a little bit of redness there, and I want to cover up this pimple. I'm not gonna use a lot of this, so it's just gonna be concentrated in some areas. Mainly the center of my face. And I'm using the Real Techniques sponge, by the way. I feel like the sponge application is a little bit better, especially if you're looking for that dewy, wet skin look. Okay, let's conceal. I'm gonna use the same one that I used to prime my lids. A lot of Maybelline on my face right now. But I think I'm gonna stop here because I don't have a Maybelline bronzer or blush, so I'm gonna use the same sponge and be extra careful around my eyeshadow. Although this is a nice opportunity to clean up your eyeshadow if you messed up. Although this is sort of a messy look, so I don't really worry about that. Actually, I'm lying. Some of Maybelline cream highlighter would work right now. It's the Face Strobing Stick. It's in the shade 200. It's a little bit dark, but I'm gonna cover it with the other products. I'm just gonna apply a layer of this to enhance the shine. I'm gonna need to set the concealer into place so it doesn't crease. I'm gonna use my little travel size jar of powder. This has a lot of things mixed in. It's mostly the Revolution baking powder. Like I have two shades of that and a bit of the RCMA No Color powder. Let me make sure there are no creases. There are not because I didn't bring the concealer too high up. I'm gonna stamp the powder underneath my eyes as well as in my pores area and the, what am I saying? Around my nose, like right here. But I'm not gonna set my cheeks. I want them to be glowy as they are right now. But this area could use a bit of setting and like, cause the powder kind of blurs the pores and yeah. That's the end of the sentence. Okay, I'm definitely doing the tears now that I thought about it. But I have a few more steps to go through. And I'm gonna use a bronzer from Catrice. The Sun Lover bronzer. That's it. Now I'm excited for that part, so I'm kind of chaotic with my face makeup. For blush, I'm gonna go for a cream. My Essence one. Again, to kind of keep that glowiness on my face. And cream products are kind of glowy. I don't know what's up with me today. I'm feeling very, very random. I'm gonna use my finger. I don't have many clean brushes on hand. I really, really, really need to wash them. But nonetheless, like blending a cream blush with my finger is my favorite way. I feel like it blends it the best. I'm gonna go back to my MAC Qween Supreme because as you can see, I've used this highlighter a lot. I used to love it so much. I think I love it nowadays as well. Let's see. I'm gonna use it on the inner corner. Although, I mean, it's bright enough. On the inner corners, I usually like something that's really, really bright, very in your face kind of shimmer. And I'm gonna highlight my face as well with the same one. I'm gonna highlight the whole center of my face area. And my cheekbones, of course. And now that my brows are visible, actually let me apply some on my brow bone. I used to love this step, but since I got bangs, I don't really see the point because this part is not really visible usually. I'm gonna finish off with a bit of my Fenty highlighter. It really adds that beautiful wet look. But I think I'm just gonna stick to my cheekbones with this one. I have seen someone on Instagram doing this look by I think she had black eyeshadow on her brush, or maybe it was black face paint, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna use some black eyeshadow, wet my brush, and then I kind of squeeze it on my face. I hope this goes well. I have drenched my brush in some water. I hope I won't ruin this because I really love this look. Doesn't really... Ooh. Okay. I think on the other eye they came up a lot more realistic. Let me make them sparkly. Let's see if that changes anything. I'm gonna use the same shade that I used on my lid. The gunmetal shade. And that doesn't do much, it just adds a little bit of sparkle. Which is great. I like sparkles. I'm not sure if I ruined the look with these, but it came up a little bit more creative. I will do a nude glossy lip. I'm gonna line with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Truffle. This is Almost Living Me. probably gonna go for two glosses to kind of layer glosses on top of one another. Okay, let me use the Lifter Plum from Maybelline. This is in the shade Hot Honey. Since it also has some glitters. And then I'm gonna go for my little baby, which I love, the Fat Oil from NYX. This is just the clear one. And we are shining. I almost forgot that I was gonna apply gloss on my lids. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit nervous about it. What could go wrong? I have no idea. Okay, let me try this. But I'm gonna use a different brush. Let me just pick this flat concealer brush. Pick up some gloss. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. More, what if I do that? Oh, I'm nervous, what if I ruin this? I mean, I think I took a lot of risks already with this look, so let's just do it. It's kind of moving the eyeshadow. This was a bad decision. Let me see if I can fix that somehow. I took a napkin and kind of wiped it off and then applied eyeshadow on top, and my lid still feels a bit sticky. I don't know how to do that without moving the eyeshadow underneath. Maybe it's not good on shimmers, or maybe I should just use a different gloss. I'm not sure. Let me know if you tried that technique, and if you did, what did you use and how did it go for you? And that is everything for today's look. This is it. Quite intense, but I like it. I mean, the tears could have been better. I just don't know how to make them better, so we're left with this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!